My name is Melany. I go to Terra and I'm in 11th grade.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. What happened that made you realize that you needed our service?
Well, I realized that I needed to look for a tutoring service because I wasn't doing too well on math in my own school. I didn't do too good on Algebra 2, and I was taking pre-calc this year, and I was scared that I wasn't going to know anything on the SAT, like that I wasn't going to know a single question on it. So I wanted to be prepared before I even took it for the first time.
Got you. So this was okay. Like this wasn't even like a PSAT you took that scared you?
Kind of, but like I didn't do terrible on my PSATs. I did like not okay, but I did good for the grade that I was in because
Right.
I hadn't done it. I didn't do it for 10th grade. I only did it for ninth, and I didn't do that good. But also I'm terrible at math. Well, I'm not terrible at it, but it's not my thing. I don't like it. So I didn't think I was gonna be ready at all for to take the SAT. So I wanted to be prepared.
Got you. And I guess why did it matter for you to do well on the SAT?
Because one, I wanted to get bright futures, and the other one, I kind of want to go to FSU or UF. So I needed a good score to be able to get into those top universities.
Like what kind of score did you need, basically?
I needed, first of all, to get bright futures. That was my first goal. As long as I got bright futures, I was gonna be happy. But I needed to get at least a 1350 to be able to even be considered for those schools.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you end up hearing about us?
So many people in my school do it, but specifically this girl named Mel Llaneras. I think she's also one of your tutors. She talked so good about you guys and explained the whole program to us. So I just thought, what better way to spend my summer? Because I did it both in summer and in December.
Right. I mean, not a lot of people think like that, but I'm
Yeah.
glad you did. Like, what better way to spend my summer tutoring math?
'Cause I had nothing to do and I didn't want to spend it just like not doing anything.
Regressing. I mean, if
Yeah, because you forget everything during the summer. Yeah.
yeah. So you could pick either you forget or like it's forget or get ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So you did the summer, but I forgot now. But now I'm remembering it. You were going into junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Your
I
junior
had
high.
now I'm in it. I'm in it.
Nice.
I'm in it.
It's a good year. Um,
Sure.
hey, listen, bro. At least you got the math out of the way.
Yeah. That's the main thing I wanted to do because I feel like reading, once you already have the math out of the way, reading is, no offense, but the easier part because it's just the same thing over and over again.
At least for you, maybe, right? I mean,
Yeah, no, for me, reading is not, it's not a big deal. Yeah.
so whatever. People hyped it up to you. They told you about it. You were like, all right, cool. I'm gonna give this a try. But still, going into it, what was your expectation of the virtual group learning environment?
I didn't think it was going to be that great, or at least as good as it was, because had just come out from COVID, because I did eighth grade online, like fully, eighth and seventh grade, because of COVID, and it was just not a good environment. It kind of set me back, like mentally, and it didn't really help at all with school. So I didn't have high expectations for it being online. That was like the one thing. The reason that I didn't want to do that at first was because it was online, an online tutoring service.
And then I guess what was your experience with it? Like,
It was great. I loved it. I wouldn't have chosen it any other way. I absolutely loved it. And I loved the tutors. All of them, they're all great. I had Sophie for most of the December one, and it was one like she's great. She's wonderful. And she's a great tutor.
awesome. I'll let her know. That's great, yo. So it was nothing like COVID or what?
It was nothing like COVID. I learned nothing in COVID math. That's probably why I sucked in high school. There was nothing like it. And everybody's so like on top of you in the thing. If you get any questions wrong and stuff, they all go over it. And it's just great. They're always paying attention to you, even if you're in a group of like 3 or 4 people.
On that note, but if somebody asked you, which a lot of them have been, you know, what should they know? Like what else? Like what are the important things you should know about our program?
First of all, you guys do give a lot of homework. So you
Yeah.
have to stay on top of that. You guys give a lot of homework, but it all helps so much. And you don't know how much it's helping till you're actually sitting down and taking the test. And then you're like, wow, like I literally did all of this for homework. Also, the practice tests, you guys assign a lot of practice tests. You need to take everything so seriously because if you don't take it seriously, it's not going to matter at all when you're sitting down taking the test. That's why I think I had to do it twice. If I had looked back, like if I look back on how I did on the summer, I wasn't as on top of it as I was in December just because it was summer. I was like laid back. That was the only thing I had to do. It was like whatever. I was too whatever about it in the summer. I wish I would have like done more, but whatever. I had to do it again.
You better tell them that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. That's to be the
Oh,
first thing you say, but you should, in fact, you shouldn't even be trying to convince them. You should just be like, listen, bro, it's mad work. Let's start with that.
that's what to be honest, that's what I told most people. I was like, it's a lot of work, but hey, I got the result out of it. So
yeah, exactly. Like at the end of the day, our program, I always tell people this, if you're just looking for like a quick 60-point jump with like some tricks and whatever, like little hacks or like getting used to the test, we're probably not for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're gonna come in there and be like, wait, pause. Like, what did I sign up for?
yeah.
Right? It's more for somebody who wants to go up a lot, right? Like 100 plus. And the reality is that there's no shortcut to 100 plus.
You have to just put in the work.
Yeah, there's literally
You have
no
to put in the work.
So, all right, that's awesome. I'm glad you're saying that, and every student basically says that. All the ones who come on this, which means that they did good, say the same thing, right? They're like, "It was mad work, bro," and I'm like, "Exactly." How did you manage that workload?
In the summer, I didn't. I was really behind in the summer because I wanted to go out and I wanted to be able to do both SAT and going out. And it's not that you can't do it, but it doesn't really work for me. If I have to give everything 100%, I can't give 50-50.
That's
So in December when I took it, I had to like stop going out. I stopped going out for like almost the whole course. At the beginning, not so much, but towards the end, towards like the last month or so, I just put my everything into it.
so sacrifice.
Yeah, you have to.
And this is ironic because usually the summer, and it's always weird when people ask, like, is summer the better time? And I'm like, look, it depends, right? I actually think the tricky one is summer before junior year because it's not that much pressure yet. Like you're a little comfortable because you're like, oh, I got mad time.
Yeah,
If
fully.
if it's the other summer when it's like going into senior year, bro,
That's
those
crunch
people go
time.
crazy, bro. That's when I've seen the most crazy amount of work done. Like, but it makes sense. They're kind of like it's like their last chance.
Mm-hmm.
So then, and then they don't have anything else to do. Like they go crazy. But it's interesting to hear. It's kind of like it supports that idea that I already had that for some students, maybe the summer going into junior year, you won't get the most out of it, right?
I wouldn't recommend it just because also in a way that's the first summer where everybody around you like has a car and everybody's like driving and you just the most opportunities to go out, I feel like they first start happening like summer before junior year because everybody's a little older and you just want to go out a lot.
The FOMO is like times 20.
Yup, nobody's doing anything in September or October, November. Those are like the holiday months. Nobody really does anything around those times, at least for
And
me.
actually, that's junior year when school gets harder for a lot of people.
That's true.
So I guess, I mean, even I'm sure people still go out, but not like probably like you said in the summer.
Like in the summer, yeah.
But what else was it? Why do you think the second time you took it, was there something else that just like really motivated you to sacrifice going out?
Not just motivated me, but I felt like I knew so much from summer that I don't know if necessarily the test was harder. And I don't know, like I couldn't tell you if it was harder the one I took in summer. I felt the one I took in December was so much easier, but also I knew a lot more. So I don't know. I don't know if it was the fact that I already knew stuff, so I wasn't like as like, oh, like there's so much to learn. Like I just needed to get like the harder questions out of the way or like the extra tricks. I felt like I already got all the tricks down in the summer. So I just had to do like go to like the extra mile, the harder questions, the practice test, like going over them. I didn't really go over them that much in the summer. Like I went over them, but I didn't, I don't know. I guess I didn't not
Like,
memorize them, but
yeah, like really go
yeah,
over
I
it.
didn't really learn them. I would just be like, oh, like, yeah, I get why I got it wrong. And then I'll just move on. This last time, every single question I got wrong, I would like separate it. And even towards the end, like the last week before, I went over every single question I had gotten wrong just to make sure that like I knew what I had done wrong and that it was wrong. Because the first time around, I felt like I didn't really learn from any mistakes I was making. I was just getting the questions that I had always gotten right. I didn't increase that much in the practice test that I took in the summer, like in between them. I didn't really get a higher score anytime. I got like the same around the same thing, and it was the same thing I got on the actual SAT the first time. I got a 640, and my practice test ranged from like 640, 650, 670. Like it was basically the same thing I was getting on the practice test. So I wasn't necessarily surprised when I got the 640 because it was already what I had been doing. But when I was taking it in December, I started getting like high, like the 700s, like the higher 700s and stuff. So I just feel like that also motivated me a lot more, that I was doing a lot better than I had in the summer. I
Right.
don't know, it took a lot of the anxiety off of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. You took care of it was, I guess, from what I heard that you just said now, one of the things was, well, A, you already saw a lot of the stuff. So then the second time around it's like less for your brain to deal with. So then you're just focused on like the harder things. And then from there, because of that, right, you do better on your test, which then from there you see yourself doing better. So then you're
Yeah.
like excited and you're like, all right, let's do this. And then I guess at that point you make the decision of like the sacrifice is worth it because I'm right there.
Like if I had just done it once, I feel like people need to do it twice. Like everybody, I would just recommend everybody to do it twice, just because even if you already got a great score, if it wasn't an 800, you should just do it again. Like just because it
Yeah.
was great and you learned so much out of it. Like right now I'm in pre-calc, and so many of the things I'm doing in pre-calc are like kind of go back to like little tricks or little stuff that I learned in tutoring. And it's just, it makes it so much easier. It makes your life so much easier when you're still in high school, obviously. But
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. High school. Oh, that's awesome, yo. Um, cool. So, was there anything that you would recommend we do to improve the course?
that's the thing. I was thinking about that. Like, I don't really, like, I wouldn't be able to tell you how a piece of pie could get any better. Like, it's
Yeah.
pretty great. And you already put in so much work into it. I don't feel like there's any way that you could be putting in more work than you already do. But that little session that you did the night before, you should do those again. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. I loved that, like high key. It helped, like it just took all the stress off of me. I don't know why, but also because it wasn't just me. It was
Yeah.
like everybody, and everybody was there with you, like listening to the questions and like going over like the last minute questions that we had or any questions that you predicted were gonna be on the test. And it all like there was like little things while I was taking the test that I told you after when I took it
Yeah.
that were just like, damn, like we literally talked about this last night. Like when I was taking the test that I thought about that.
I need to remember this because it's like I wish more kids would go to those, but I guess
You
they
should
don't
do
realize.
them.
I
You
do.
should.
I mean, I love doing them, and I tell everyone to go, but like not everyone goes. So, like I don't know.
It was really like it was really fun. Like for lack of a better word, it was really fun.
Yeah, and I think a big part of it is what you said too. Like, well, first of all, everyone who's there cares a lot.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, that's awesome. Like these are all the people that actually care to come here. All right, what's up, people, right? And then like, if you had any questions, that you get the reassurance from like us that all right, this is how you do it, and then I can even tell you even like, hey, look, don't worry about it. Like this never shows up that much,
Yeah.
or it does, and here's another one. Like just to make sure, because that's the worst thing ever. I think that's one of the things that keeps kids stressed out. Is like in the last minute when they find something they don't know, and then they can't really figure it out. I think that stresses kids out a lot, like right at the end. So
Yeah,
if so,
like
like
for sure.
like so, I don't always recommend studying that much in the last day unless it's like you've been studying the whole time, so you don't have that much to go over. And then at that point, when you just have like a few questions that you want to lock in, then I think it's worth it so that you don't have those lingering. And then I don't know, it helps you sleep better.
It's just like a last minute. It was fully like a last minute review.
I gotta see. Maybe we do like the last week next time. We'll do like every day, kind of like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like office hours every day. Like you come through and give people more options too.
Mhm. Or dude, like the sessions, I think they were called review sessions.
Yeah, yeah.
That helped a lot. For most of the part, like the last two or three, I think, were like the hardest
Did you
questions at least
come?
that I had ever done. It was low-key like hard because it was like you don't know it, like what the hell. But I did them with Mar. Like I did it with her like the last three of them. And she's so like look guys, this is hard, but like we're gonna get through it. And like you guys are gonna do great, and it's hard and you're gonna do great. And I love that. She was like, she helped us a lot
Motivated.
last week.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just gotta have someone walk you through it, but like you have to go through the hard stuff. That's cool. All right, good feedback. So I know, like, because I always think about that too. I'm like, do I do the reviews? Like, not everyone goes, and it is kind of like it's hard to get like everyone on a schedule for it, you know.
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, do we keep doing it or not? You know, so it's good to hear feedback where like you're like, nah, it was good. So
But you definitely should keep doing them. And even more with the tutors that you have that are so great and like they
personal,
motivate you to do them. They just motivate you.
nice. I mean, ultimately, what result did we help you get, and what was like the total improvement?
I ended up getting a 1360 with the 740 on the math. I increased from a 490 to 740 in like complete, like both times that I did it. In the summer, I increased from a 490 to a 640, which is also like already like an insane improvement. And then 640 to 740. So yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's like 250. That's awesome, dude. What does that mean for you?
Honestly, so much. Like, first of all, I'm only in my junior year, like almost nobody around me has taken the test. And I already have the bright futures part out of it. I already got bright futures done with it. I got the 100%. I have it out of the way. So now, even if I want to keep increasing on the reading or whatever it is I want to continue doing, I already have like that under my sleeve that I can just whatever. Like, if I don't get anything higher, I already have bright futures out of the way. And it just means a lot because it's a lot of money that you're saving, whether you go to FIU or whether you go to another state school. It's just a lot of money just that you're saving. And it
It's
just meant a lot.
like 24 grand, bro.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, 100%. Literally. And I mean, I'd argue your scores are, you could apply at FSU, you're looking good. I know
And
you
I
might.
still haven't even like that's just with math. I haven't like worked on the reading at all. I haven't like studied for the reading. And just to know that with just my math score, I already have it that high up, like it just motivates me to do even like better on the reading, you know?
So it's higher than reading.
Yeah.
I guess you're a
Oh,
math
it's
person.
way higher than reading.
I guess you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got it like that for
Now
math.
you're a math G now, bro.
Sure.
That's awesome. Man. All right, cool. Well, I mean, look, keep me updated. I know, you study hard, and I know your reading might go up more, or your math might go up more, or even if it doesn't, you're likely going to get into a good school and do really well. So please keep me updated,
Of
whatever.
course.
All right, awesome. I guess last words, like, is there anything else we should know?
Specifically you and the tutors, just like thank you guys so much. Like absolutely means the world to me to just have that 740 in the math and to have the bright futures. And I feel like honestly, I couldn't have done it without Piece of Pie like fully. Like I couldn't have. So just thank you and the tutors, everybody, thank you so much. Like actually, I'm super grateful.
Appreciate it. I will let them know. I really appreciate that. I will have to let you go, but keep me posted, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Bye. Happy holidays. Good night.